Hello learner, welcome back to today's session. The unit of competence will be Perform Computer Networking. The session title is Network OSI Model. The learning outcomes are, by the end of the session, you should be able to identify the 7 layers of OSI model and illustrate the 7 layers of OSI model. So before I start, I would like to take a roll call. Sharon Chepkorir, Maki Piegon, Rose Atieno, Chris Ogumbu. Thank you. You're all present, I see. Let's go straight to the point. So, I'd like to ask a question. I want you students to brainstorm on the 7 layers of OSI model. If you've ever had them, what are they or how do they look like? Okay, so first of all, let's define what computer networking is. Okay, sorry, I'm kind of fast. Computer networking. A computer network is a set of computers sharing resources located on or provided by network nodes. Computers use communication protocols over digital interconnections to communicate with each other. Now we have the 7 OSI layers model. 7 layers of the OSI model. Namely, they are the physical layer, the data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and finally the application layer. So I'd like to move a little bit first. Let's look at the first layer, which is the physical layer. What does it entail? The physical layer, in the 7 layer OSI model of computer networking, the physical layer or layer 1 is the first or lowest layer. It is the layer that is most closely associated with physical connection between devices. The physical layer provides an electrical, mechanical, and procedural interface to the transmission medium. Let's move to the data link layer. The data link layer or layer number 2 is the second layer of the 7 layer OSI model of computer networking. This layer is the protocol layer that transfers data between nodes on a network segment across the physical layer. Let's look at the third layer of the OSI model. We have the network layer. In the 7 layer OSI model of computer networking, the network layer is layer number 3. The network layer is responsible for packet forwarding, including routing through intermediate routers. Okay, let's also look at the transport layer. In computer networking, the transport layer is a conceptual division of methods in the network stack, in the Internet Protocol suite and the OSI model. The protocols of this layer provide end-to-end communication services for application. Okay, you're moving on swiftly. We have the application layer. An application layer is an abstraction layer that specifies the shared communication protocols and interface methods used by hosts in an abstraction An application layer is an abstraction layer that specifies the shared communication protocols and interface methods used by hosts in a communications network. An application layer abstraction is specified in both the Internet Protocol suite and the OSI model. There's an image there that shows how the application layer works. So we have the HTTP, HTTPS, whereby I think the HTTP refers to Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is some sort of gauge, or what can I call it, a protocol, yeah, whereby it's able to transfer files through, maybe according to the image above, we have the Google Chrome, we have the Firefox, then you have web surfing, we have the Skype, then you also have emails, we have virtual terminals. So that it's a brief summary. Okay, the file transfer, web surfing, emails, and virtual terminals are used by network applications. Okay, so we also have the session layer and the presentation layer. Actually, between the transport layer and the application layer, there are two layers, which is the session layer and the presentation layer. I didn't put it into today's discussion because that is an assignment that I want to give you as a learner to go and do research on it. Okay, so I want you to go and do a research on the session layer and the presentation layer, and as well as do more research on, or let me just wind up before I give you the other one. So generally, let's look at the summary of the 5, because I've discussed 5 network layers. In the OSI reference model, the communications between a computing system are split into 7 different abstraction layers, which is the physical, data link, network, transport, session, presentation, and application. Okay, so now the assignment for today, I want you to go and look at the advantages and disadvantages of each OSI model layer that we've discussed. And again, don't forget to do the summary of the session layer, do research and summarize some notes on session layer and presentation layer, and as well as find more content or more knowledge on the 5 OSI model layers that I've discussed, because that was so shallow. You need to get more, and when we meet in the next session, I'm going to look at the assignment and as well as give a cut. Okay, so I hope it's all well understood. I've shared my screen. Hope it's okay with everyone. You've all seen it properly. Yeah, otherwise, have a lovely time. And that is the end of the session today. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much. See you on the next session. Goodbye.